my break-off point for like a significant amount of games is like 300.
300?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like, and 300 or 500, because when you're talking about the specialist heroes too, those always, like Meepo always has a high win rate, and then if it ever gets played a lot, the win rate is just atrocious, usually, right? Because it's just specialists playing Meepo, so I'm not a believer in the Arc Warden. With that being said, I didn't believe in it when it was people playing it with the previous build. From the sounds of things, this is an entirely new build, so it feels like an entirely new hero whenever you change a build like that on a hero.
Well, it'll be exciting to watch in any case, especially with it going mid up against the Pudge. We don't see that very often.
No. And I hate to say it, but one of my favorite matchups in the game as Pudge is Faceless Void.
Really?
It is very easy to kill him. You're all damage over time, right? And you can hook him once he jumps, and you can hook people out of chrono. It's nice. I mean, you just don't care about time dilation either. You're just rotting.
Does make sense. Albino Zebra, though, is getting clicked down here.
Getting slapped.
Yeah. There's another slap. The high five.
That's nice.
I like those sprays there. I believe one of them says like there's a ward here.
Oh.
Or something. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someone's lying to me, but
that could have just, yeah, you could be just getting debated.
I think it was Ruby who told me that, and I feel like Ruby wouldn't lie to me.
I don't know.
I feel like
a bit of a troll.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Saberlight having a tough time. I like this lane. I really like this lane rotation. I mean, it's like Monkey King would counter an Undying in lane for the exact reasons that a Razor would counter an Undying in lane. You just run at him and right-click him, and you cannot win that trade. But with that being said, though, Phoenix is excellent against both the Razor and the Monkey King because they're right-click based, right? So you just sit there and you throw Fire Spirits, and this is not a good trade for Giant.
No, it's definitely not, especially because he keeps losing that strength. Piece to K stacks.
That's another thing, yeah, I'm excited about for this game is we have an Undying off lane. That's also really weird. I mean, I think LGD was picking this for a while. It was into like these Sven and Strength cores, and it looked decent. I think the Aghanim Shard on Undying is insanely strong. You can solo Roche as soon as you pick up the Shard very easily. You just pop ult, hit Roche, and the zombies will kill it. So it's something that I thought would be abused a lot more when that got added.
The bottom lane, more pressure being placed on Albino Zebra. It's hoping to get a kill on the courier, but not going to be able to. And that'll be the first blood for Moonmander.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about these like lane swaps that 5RATFORCESTAFF did, which I think are good, like in theory, is that with TSM, instead of moving the cores around, they move the supports around, and it's a lot less of a pain for the supports to move around between lanes than it is for the cores, right? Because the cores are the ones hitting the creeps.
Right.
So having Moonmeander down here means that you're playing into two melee heroes as a Marcy, and yeah, you'd rather have the Faceless Void versus the Razor. You can jump out of the static link, right? But this is at least like a decent lane for TSM. That's why they got first blood.
It also feels like you're just going to be able to make so much more space for your Faceless Void, right? You know, Moonmeander is going to just constantly have them in like an awkward position where they don't feel like it's safe to really come forward, and that's just going to allow the Void to go and hit all the creeps that he wants, which we're seeing right now, currently top of the CS.
Yeah, 5RATFORCESTAFF, they would really prefer for their Monkey King to be down here trading with the Marcy rather than the Abba, because I think Monkey, even with the tossback, I think if you get Jingu stacks, like Monkey's perfectly fine trading here, and then the Abba can take off the Fire Spirits, right? So
yeah. So is there a reason why they've decided to still just stick with this? Although top lane, Dubu does have the Icarus dive, so he's absolutely fine.
The reason is because if you TP, then they just TP too, right? So if you don't start the lane dance at the start, you can't really restart it unless you make some sort of like kill rotation. But like, is Abaddon gonna go kill somebody in a lane? Like, what you'll do is you walk to a lane, get a kill, so you force it. So you force the TP out from that kill.
Although, all right, we're gonna see Moon teleport over here to the mid lane. Gonna jump forward, finds himself speed, a toss back exposed, and that's a dead Pudge.
Yeah, I remember playing this exact matchup pre-Flush Heap, and Pudge gets destroyed by Arc Warden. It looks like Speed is doing perfectly fine though, playing with the Flush Heap. It makes sense, right? You're playing into a hero with Flux, you're going to mitigate a bunch of that damage. It's a, a slow DPS type spell, so it seems decent. But yeah, once you TP a support in there, it's like Pudge is so fat and slow, you just die.
And I mean, this is super nice now that Tomato's got a couple levels up. It's going to be very difficult for 5RATFORCESTAFF to put much pressure on him, right? An Abaddon and a Wraith King don't pose like the most kill potential against someone who's just going to be able to time lock it away.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like, you would need speed to rotate and get a Dismember on the Void for that to net a kill. But this hero, not really going to make any rotations anytime soon.
It's not the easiest draft to execute in terms of, you do have to have the surefire hook or something to kind of set it up or something. In any case, top lane, lots of pressure being placed over on Giant. He is going to tick down, though. Yeah, this is looking not great here for 5RATFORCESTAFF.
That's a pretty nice tombstone. Actually kills the whole camp and creep wave as well.
That's value.
Yeah, that's a super solid ability against stacked camps and creep waves because of the damage type. It does extra damage to creeps.
Who was it? Was it IG that used to do this, where they had like some weird supports?
I like it. Some things were just not meant to be.
Okay.
Imagine being so sure that he's gonna win quickly that he puts something in the oven before the game.
I mean, hey, you gotta eat. You gotta feed yourself.
I'm gonna make a casserole. Surely this game will be over in 40 minutes and my house won't burn down.
And I feel like Tomato is always doing this. Like, he's a great multitasker. Uh-oh, Nick. This is looking like a very dead Tiny Nicholas. But might be a dead Dubu as well, so we'll get a little bit of a trade, possibly. They'll keep him alive a little bit longer, but nah. Not too much that Saberlight can do other than that one little soul rip is over in the bottom area. Looks like they were going to try to go for the rune. A nice hit here from Moonmeander to get this member off over onto the Arc Warden. But they have no other lockdown aside from that, so they'll just turn around and click speed to death.
That was a nice hook interrupt there from Moonmeander, just standing in front. I don't think Brawl dies in that situation because he had strength swapped to the strength treads.
Uh-oh, Giant. The bird and the... oh, okay, all right, Saberlight. He's overextended a bit too far.
This is the exact problem that LGD were having with Undying Offlane. This is the exact problem. It's like you dumpster the lane, you get a bunch of decay stacks, then they all wear off and you're just dead.
Moonmeander, they'll find a kill, but they'll turn it back around. The Phonic Shield soaking up some of this damage, but no, Tomato jump forward, and he'll ensure that they kill the Wraith King.
Yeah, as the panel were mentioning, it is a great Abaddon game. There's a lot of stuff that he can take off, but Tomato just has so much net worth that like his right clicks are doing a ton of damage right now. Goes for 3 points in the time lock as well, so he's actually a kill threat on Faceless Void, which at this point in the game is not usually the case, but with these items.
Top lane, they drop the Tombstone. They've got the Eye of the Storm. Dubu doing the best that he can to try to slow down some of these clicks, but the follow-up here from Giant will ensure that they collect the kill. Nick, though, he can't hit the Tombstone. They land the Fire Spirits, so it just becomes too difficult, so they do end up losing Nick for that. Mid lane, there it is again. Moonmeander is gonna grab himself Pudge and throw it back to Bryle.
That's another really unfun hero to play against as Pudge, is Marcy. It's a hero who has like absolutely awful movement speed and needs to position, and she just throws you out of position. It's like, well, I'm dead.
Can't do much against that, unfortunately.
No, it feels bad. And also, Dubu being alive for that kill on Little Nick, you can tell he's just like, oh no, my core died. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I'm level 6 at 8 minutes. Oh, that's too bad.
Moonmeander with his own rotation. Top does manage to take some of this damage away from Moon. Go and land the boundless here.
Nick is dodging the Fire Spirit.
He is dodging them very well, and Moonmeander now is not looking too healthy. It's going to take a little bit more damage, but they'll find the kill now. Saberlight. Oh, they turn back around. They have got themselves an Undying.
No. Again. 3 deaths. That was like 3 deaths in a minute and a half.
I think it was only 2.
No, he died that was 3. I'm pretty sure that was 3. He just keeps...
Oh, it is 3. It is 3. No, you're right. You're right.
He's the support now. Dubu's the core. Does Dubu have higher net worth than him? Let's see. No. Okay, actually, not even close. But Dubu does have a higher level than him. He's gonna be 6. He's gonna be 6.
Oh my God! Rinse and repeat over here in the mid lane. This time it's Tomato, and he uses the Chrono, so that way he can just hold Albino Zebra in place. Albino Zebra does not have that.
Oh my God! Those bashes! What the hell?
All right, well, this tower belonging to TSM very shortly here.
Yeah, this is a big tower. Yeah, you've Arc Warden mid and a Faceless Void carry. 2 carries. So, of course, yeah, this... Yeah, he did go down here and get bashed about 15 times. Yeah.
2.
That was interesting. Oh, there the casserole's done. We're good.
It's a pizza. No, it's a pizza.
Oh, a little bit of a pan pizza action. All right.
Yeah, nice. He's a grown boy. He needs to eat.
With the extra pepperonis. Tomato's been working out. I saw him at the Stockholm gym.
I feel like there were a lot of people in that gym.
Oh yeah, there were. It was like a cult.
Well, fitness is a good thing, you know? You gotta train the mind and the body.
Yeah, I can say there was this air bike in the gym that nobody could complete, and we were trying to get everybody to do it.
Didn't you put it on like the highest setting?
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
reason?
it was on like
the highest
it was on like kill me setting, and Purge just he gave up. So shout out to Purge for being a loser. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Tomato, he did it. He collapsed afterwards on the ground and for about 20 minutes and couldn't move his legs, but he did do it.
I feel like that can't be good for him as they use the Phoenix Egg here in the top lane. Little Nick is just going to teleport away. Albino Zebra, though, is going to get hit with the stun once the Supernova's over. And this poor guy is just so underleveled, it feels.
And Saberlight's dead again.
And Saberlight, most likely. No, he's
Just
still
kidding,
alive.
he's fine.
He's still alive. Oh, but the hook back from Speed. All right, all right. Now he's dead. Surely. On the follow-up now, Moon Meander punching, gets the rebound, finds himself Giant. There's gonna be the Icarus dive forward, the dispose back, and he's gonna keep beating away over here at DNM, but DNM's got the piggy pole. He's gonna try to run away. Does opt to take the point in the reincarnation because he sits a little bit lower. Oh, nice here from Moon, but ends up dying for it. Speed. Is he gonna end up dying for it? Yes, he is, though. The reincarnation, if Dubu turns around, nope, they still have enough charges here. So Dubu gonna get chased around the trees. The teleport is coming out here from Saberlight, who goes to try to save him. Doesn't quite have enough, though. As you can see,
These
the
are
toggles
nice
coming out
toggles.
from DNM. He is on point. He's got the Abaddon behind him, who's gonna be able to heal him up.
Yeah, DM is trying his best to carry this one, dude. Like the way he knew the way Dubu was gonna juke around the trees too. Like he predicted the juke and gets the hit off. Okay, he is very muscular. I told you, he's been going to the gym.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, he's been killing it. I just wanted to highlight the tenacity of
I feel like Shaggy's gonna be so mad.
of Tomato. Yeah, they can't. I think he can't vape. Yeah,
He can't vape,
yeah.
but the guys can take
It's
their
like
shirts
Tomato's
off
got his
on stream.
gym. I got my vaping. You know, what's the difference?
Oh dear.
He can show his nipples on stream. Why can't I show my
Hey, he
bong?
did not show his nipples.
That's perfectly fine on Twitch
Those
now,
were
by the way.
covered.
No, but I'm saying that is perfectly fine.
Wait, it is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's not illegal anymore. Free the nipple.
Okay. Good to know. Look forward to next Jenkins stream coming up here.
Yeah, that'll be on the OnlyFans. That one.
The smoke here is in play. They want this kill on DNM. They'll open up here with the tombstone. Tomato's here. He does have a Chronosphere if he wants to use it. He does opt to eventually use it, and this is going to be the reincarnation if he manages to finish him off. But he's got to do a little bit more damage, and he doesn't have it. Oh my goodness, they turn it right back around. DNM gets the kill, the hook from Speed, finding Saberlight. This is looking very iffy for him as all 5 heroes are down here. Egg does pop over here on the side. They didn't have the vision really on Dubu at the time, but they can chase after him so easily. Look at the Speed was thinking about trying to just get this hands over on this bird. Gonna try to juke here in the trees. Does not have the Icarus dive. Does has the Sunray though, so he's gonna just teleport away as Moon Meander is the only one left over. He does get disposed of. Wants to finish off the Monkey King. Bryle is joining in though, and he's got some pretty decent damage as he takes down not one, not two. Goes for the third. Does have the reincarnation. Little Nick here dancing around as Dubu chases after him. DNM though, he is not gonna be able to survive as Albino Zebra also taking so much damage. It's a double kill now for Bryle.
Okay, Bryle is doing a lot of damage. He showed up to that fight, and it looked like it was like a 4v2, and he just walks in, and he's like, well, I got 2 guys, so really it's a 4v3. Yeah, this Dubu TP, I mean, that's one of the very frustrating things in Dota when it happens to you. And Bryle is just, I mean, the Maelstrom is just chewing through these heroes.
It's a good setup from Moon, too, to be able to toss people back and line them up so nicely so Brile can just take some time in his bubble.
Yeah, Brile is legit just standing there and right-clicking them. That is all he's doing.
Moon's happy with that trade. He's fine with it.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, the interesting thing about Arc Warden mid versus the Arc Warden carry is I feel like if you're a carry, you don't want to... You're oftentimes going to be, like, top net worth, right? It's all about farming and not showing up to stuff.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
Giant.
He's dead. Very slowly,
yes,
but he's dead.
Yep.
But the Arc Warden, as a mid, it's like, if you die showing up to stuff, so what? It's not like this sit in your base with your real hero and then send the clone out, right? So this old way of Arc Warden where you just sit in the base that got nerfed, that you can't do any... Well, you can do it, just your clone does 50% damage. It's not as much of a nerf to Arc Warden in the other roles, because I feel like the carry is the type of position that you want to die, like, 0 times in a game, ideally. An offlaner or a mid, there are like good deaths, right? There are deaths where your death is worth something. As a carry, almost always, you just don't want to die almost at all.
I feel like he's gotten a lot of use out of that piggy pole this time.
Yeah, that's a nice item on these high base move speed heroes.
Some TP's coming bottom. They still, that speed was here. They do have the Abaddon nearby if necessary. Yeah, look at this Tomato. He's hunting.
God, there's something just so pathetic about a Pudge waddling away from people, afraid for his life.
It's the Flux slowing down Nick. He's got to get out of there, and there's going to be the hook, though. His speed has teleported over here to this mid lane. The go, they'll drop the Wukong's command. They've got the bit of the bubble over here on Brile. He's trying to protect himself, but they managed to make their way into the bubble, so that's going to be a dead Brile. As the Tempest Double trying to fight back a little bit, they will end up losing it. They lose the Tombstone too. And now Saberlight, I'm not sure he really wants to stick around here for too long, but Tomato's here, and he's got one hell of a Chronosphere. The triple decay over on several. Nice bash over here on speed. They're trying to run away as fast as they can, but there it is. There's gonna be that break here with the egg, the stun. Speed barely managing to survive over here on the side. As now Little Nick, all right, Saberlight. Ooh, that was a big crit. Holy shit. Moon Meander, now Tomato. They are on the back foot. It was looking so good for TSM, but it did not pan out the way they were hoping for.
Yeah, Speed doesn't really have any...
Uh-oh, Nick.
They're going to go on Nick.
Yeah, they're going to go on Nick. The toss back here. Tomato's got lots of damage. A good save here coming up from Giant. Buys a bit more time, but they've got the Sun Ray from Dubu to collect.
Speed is way tankier than I am anticipating. It is purely from Abaddon plus the Flesh Heap block. Like he doesn't have the armor talent. He doesn't have a Vanguard. Like he is squishy as hell, but he's not. Like his items make him look squishy, which is exactly why Tomato went on him. Tomato's like, this guy doesn't have a Vanguard. He doesn't have a hood. He's super easy to kill, but it's just wrong. He's not easy to kill. Maybe the Maelstrom procs are individually counting towards the Flesh Heap. So it's like working twice whenever Faceless Void. And also, if you bash on Faceless Void, if you bash a Pudge, you're also getting double the block because it's going to block on both the bash and the main hit, right? So that makes it even more of a counter to Void. Like, core Pudge is actually pretty good against Void because Tomato was doing no damage to him in that fight, and I'm wondering why, but I think that's probably it. It's probably because the Flesh Heap is proccing like way more times than it would with other heroes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They get Roche anyway.
How do you feel about Pudge going BKB next item?
I agree with Purge's assessment of the previous game, and Speed apparently does too, where the Aghanims first was just a little greedy and taking away from his cores. And so he's going for the BKB so he can fight, and then that also allows him to farm more aggressively. So he can like sit in front of the enemy base, and it's like, all right, you have to chrono me if you want to kill me right now. So he can do stuff like this, except feel a lot safer about doing it. He feels safe because there's a ward, right? But even if there wasn't a ward and he has BKB, he can do that.
He doesn't have the BKB just yet, but it's on the way. It's getting there. Gleipnir completed now for the Arc Warden.
And they see him, so he's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't have that BKB just yet. Bye-bye, Speed.
Yep, he is Pudge. Last time I checked.
That was a very good good analyzing of the game there.
I mean, that's all that really needs to be said.
Final Zebra brushing up here against Moon Meander. Has to be careful. Moon Meander's out for blood. BKB completed now for Razor. So that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage over on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. but there's still quite a bit of just physical damage coming out from this team, which not sure if BKB is going to be enough.
Yeah, I guess the Arc Warden also would have the Maelstrom procs, and then each unit, like he has 2 units, and they're both Maelstroming, right? So you're getting 4 times the block than you would from a hero like, I don't know, Anti-Mage, right? Actually, that might work twice as well on his... Oh, there's a hook.
There is indeed a hook, and I think Tomato's absolutely fine with this because it's going to be able to burn the reincarnation on DNM first. Does have to be careful, though. Nice toss away here from Moon Meander. Will ensure that this Razor can't steal so much damage as now speed. Percentage base damage comes out. Yeah, that's going to be a kill for Brile, and they drop the Wukongs. They're going to go with the Icarus dive over onto the back lines, trying to just take out Giant, and, you know, the Abaddon, he's doing his best, but it's proven to be very difficult, as now Tomato is just going to backtrack, come right back in again. Lil Nick already popping the BKB. This tower should belong over to the side of TSM, and you know what, Saberlight? He has just finished up that Agnum Scepter.
All right, he's going to get huge this game, and by huge, I mean literally huge. His model's going to get massive, stealing all that strength. Wait, is his hugeness based on strength or number of decay stacks?
I think
the number
decay.
The number of decay stacks would be whatever strength you steal, right?
True,
so
technically.
I think, yeah.
But I think it's supposed to be the decay.
So I think he's going to get
Officially.
bigger.
There are a lot of circles on this map.
I think he's going to get a lot bigger.
Gotta push out these waves, I guess.
God, it's such a huge quality of life. Well, not even a quality of life improvement. It's just a huge improvement to the hero that you can now actually kill creep waves on Undying.
That is big, as now in the top lane, Lil Nick. Nice bashes coming out from Tomato. They're gonna TP up more people to try to help out.
He's a speedy boy.
He is, until Tomato gets a bunch of batches, right? All right, though, Speed getting into position. This is gonna turn around. He sees himself. Tomato, Saberlight's here. Doesn't have any way to cancel out this
Nick's
member,
okay.
But again, Tomato backtracking. Saberlight. He's got to run a little bit here. He's got multiple people on him, but he gets a bash over on DNM. There's the jump in from Moon Meander, and they just keep dodging around. This is looking great for the side of TSM, as they'll take down 2. And now they're going to try to fight Speed. Speed does find the kill on Moon Meander. Just keep seeing Tomato. Oh, he gets the bash on Lil Nick. No, bad luck for Nick as Albino Zebra tries to save him. He can't do it. Both of them die. It's a team wipe. A 5RATFORCESTAFF. 120 stacks of decay on this big boy over here, too.
Yeah, he's large. Not as large as I hoped for, but he's still very large. I think Tomato's calculations in that fight were very impressive. Like the fact that he's damage drained and still going in aggressively, and then also
we're gonna see him get pizza again.
We will after this. Surely we will. So I like he still has 89 damage stolen, right?
Mm-hmm.
and yet he jumps back in aggressively. And he just keeps jumping in aggressively, even though he's got the damage stolen, because he figures with the Maelstrom, he still has enough damage. And then jumping to kill the Pudge and jumping back to kill Little Nick. There's a small window on that. That's not an easy thing to do. And then once again, jumping at. I mean, at that point, they're all dead.
Moon's super happy for that. No, very, very impressive testing the limits.
Yeah, Brile went down right at the start of that fight, too. So that could have very well been a disaster for TSM.
Speed. In comes Moon. Is going to toss them a little forward here, but doesn't seem to matter because they still have the kill. DNM joining back in. It's good boundless as Dubu tries to Sunray. He's already got the egg up. They will take out Briles now. In comes DNM yet again. They'll lose Albino Zebra. Good popping here, and everyone on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF just cannot deal with the sheer amount of team fight coming out from the side of TSM.
There's a bit of an Arc Warden bait happening here. You know, it feels like when you see the real guy, you have to go on him.
Moon wants this, but Lil Nick will pop the BKB here. Tomato gets a couple nice bashes. Moon Meander, he will survive, and he's brought Lil Nick to chase him all the way out here, and he's just dead. Again, another team wipe on 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Yeah, that should
The baits are real.
yeah. These are some. I mean, I'm sure TSM is playing it quite a bit more aggressively than they normally would if they weren't, you know, having fun here.
I don't think that's going to be enough speed. It was a nice hook, but he's got the BKB down. All right, so they should be able to get the kill on Moon Meander. They've already lost Albino Zebra, but okay, you've killed the overly aggressive support.
Yeah, they're
It's something, I guess, but it's not enough.
TSM's
Not enough for a BKB and a dismember.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have much damage right now with DNM being dead. I mean, they keep killing Brow at the start of these fights, which is good. It's like, you know, this is a mid laner, so it's an Arcor, and it's definitely worth killing him. But then Tomato just comes in and it's like, okay, you've used everything on him. I'm just going to kill all of you 1v5, right?
Yeah.
I get the idea of going on Arc Warden because in previous patches, think about when you see the guy's real hero. You're going to try to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you have one opportunity to do that in a game, or maybe a few opportunities. But with mid Arc Warden, Bryle is just showing up to everything. It's like, it doesn't really feel like he cares that much if he goes down. Otherwise, he wouldn't be showing with his hero like that. Like, this new Arc Warden is just different from the old one in that way.
Well, it's like Tsunami was saying, he's very interested to see how this all plays out with this particular patch.
Yeah.
Is it actually good, or are people just playing it better? Are they playing it incorrectly when they lose?
It's probably not that good.
These are the questions.
But I think people are going to play him with less items now. It's like, it's not about getting like 7 slotted like the old Arc Warden was, because you have to show up to stuff, right? So if you're 7 slotted with all this gold and you show up and you die, you just lose the game. But with this one, like, he's showing up with like a Gleipnir and he's just doing damage. He's just a high damage dealer.
Speed doesn't want anything to do with that.
No.
I think that's what happened earlier is he got the hook and then Tomato was like, cool.
Yeah, this time there was an Abaddon around him, so at least if the Chrono does come out. Well, then again, before it was a Wraith King.
Yeah.
And he still Chronoed and killed them all.
Yeah. Oh boy, hey Giant. Let me show you what a real Giant looks like, so Saberlight. But again, has no way to cancel out that teleport.
Actually, if he summoned Tombstone and a zombie had spawned, he could have got the Centaur to stomp, which would have canceled TP.
That is true.
Saberlight, gotta work on those undying mechanics, very important. I'm just kidding, they're never picking this shit. This is just for fun.
All right, Marcy, the rebound. Tomato jumping in, and that's a 3-man Chronosphere. Giant trying to do everything he can. Does manage to land the Boundless, but they turn their attention over to the Monkey King, and they'll be able to go land. And that's a nice stun that comes off from that Phoenix Egg, being able to pop a Vina Zebra. He cannot stand toe-to-toe as they'll chase after Speed. That BKB does nothing for you, my friend. Not with the amount of damage that is coming out of the side of TSM.
Between us.
Yeah, Nick, Nick, the bashes are real, my friend. They are just chasing out. Look at Moonmeander. He's like, I can get him, I can toss him back. Tosses him right back into the rest of the team. That's a dead DNM.
Yeah, it's 60 seconds too.
Motto. Hey, Nick. See you, Nick.
You know, something weird about going Pudge BKB first that feels like inherently bad is that you used to go BKB first because it made it so your Rot does no damage to you, so it felt really good because of that. And with the Flesh Heap, like, your Rot already does no damage to you, so getting BKB doesn't have that inherent benefit anymore where you're like mitigating that damage. It feels like there's another item build that would work for him on mid, but I don't know what it is, because you need the BKB, but then simultaneously it's just not as good as it used to be as an item, especially too because of the cooldown.
I was curious about that too, but do you see a nice stun coming out from Giant? Speed does manage to touch Marcy, but immediately the follow-up here from Tomato says, don't you touch my Moon Meander. As they'll kill Speed, they'll kill Albina Zebra. They're doing a little bit of fountain diving now. They're thinking about it. They're like, come on, come get us. They got the bubble down. They throw back. They just grab Speed, throw down the Gleipnir. They're just all buying back over on the side here. 5RATFORCESTAFF. They do not appreciate this, but how do you make them leave your fountain is the question, because they're just trading back and forth. Finally, though, they do get the kill on Dubu. DNM, the throwback. This Marcy hero is just so good.
Saberlight has 400 damage. He's Jack too. What is it with all these guys in being muscle men?
They go to the gym. They value.
Everybody in the Dota scene is Achilles without the heel.
Oh, Nick. All right, this is his last hurrah. He wants Bryle, and it's trying really bad, but does manage to finally get him. They've got the partial bubble down here. This is just playing with your food at this point.